people are invading TikTok. Okay, I wouldn't say that the old people are invading TikTok and taking it over. But then again, I am one of the older people, right? I'm an older GenXer. So this is just my perspective. But TikTok, if you haven't heard, TikTok is exploding. It's gaining in massive popularity, and I can see why. And so I just wanted to come and share with you what my experience has been on TikTok in just 2 months, and how it has now quickly become one of my favorite social media platforms of all time. And I've been on social platforms, and I've been doing social media and been online even before social media was a thing, right? I became a professional blogger in 2007, when blogging was the big thing. Remember that? And MySpace was still relevant. I know, I'm dating myself with the MySpace. And then Twitter came out. I joined Twitter in 2007. So and then I was one of the first people on Instagram, when Instagram was just about photographers and amateur photographers in our quirky little artistic space. And then it took off and became this thing about living your most aspirational life with all the famous people, the beautiful people, and their aspirational lives, right? I don't know. TikTok, Instagram has always felt like high school to me. And then Facebook, I use Facebook primarily because my big fat Filipino family is on there. So that's how I keep in touch with the relatives and everybody's birthdays and what's going on in the Philippines with the family, right? So for me, Facebook is about family. Oh, and then keeping in touch with my old high school and college, classmates. Twitter has always been my thing, mostly for work, and then in the last 5 years, because I was like a delegate for Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign, and then was a big volunteer, and then I had the Burn identity and became that like exploded on Twitter and became a big thing, which again was not planning. So anyway, that's and like many, like I would just I pretty much stuck to Twitter, and then using Facebook for family, and then Instagram more for lurking, because again, like I just never got into Instagram. And so like many of you, I didn't get involved in more platforms, because you get to a point where you have platform fatigue and you can only do so many platforms on social media. But this year, since I decided to tackle my fear of doing videos, TikTok has actually been very instrumental in helping me do that, because of the way the platform is designed. Like, TikTok is primarily driven by videos, and I know if some of you who are not familiar with it or only heard, well, it's just the young people doing funny dance videos, or doing gimmicky things or stunts and stuff. Like, it is way more than that. Like, again, I had those same judgments about it, and there's so much. TikTok is so much more than any of that stuff. I mean, and especially once the TikTok algorithm starts to learn what you like. So this is by far the main reason I have gotten sucked into TikTok, because whatever they're doing in their algorithm, they have been sending me in my For You page stream. And for those of you, if you're not familiar with TikTok, you have two streams. One stream is like all the people you're following, and then they have this For You stream, or they send you new people, new content, things to discover. And so what TikTok does, it learns whenever you like videos, you make comments, you hit on hashtags, wherever you go, the more time you spend there, TikTok gets to learn that, and it starts sending you relevant content to that. And and from my experience, it's been so good that I have gotten sucked in on that app for like hours, which I usually don't do, other than YouTube, where I get caught in a video and then I start watching other like long form videos, or I watch a whole movie. But with TikTok, like, you can get lost in conversations, observations, like learning things. I in just 2 months, I've been on TikTok 2 months, I have learned so much about so many things. It's been pretty amazing. And you know, I'm working on, like, as an example, like I'm working on launching my new website, and I've been learning so many hacks and tips and tricks and new resources, you know, for website development, social media, creating social media campaigns and tools and resources. Like you get tips and tricks, and it's not just, oh, like, hey, like, here's something. I've actually tried some of these things, and they work. So it's been helpful in that sense. And then so many conversations, but in particular, I've been finding so many people who are able to articulate well into words a lot of things that I've been feeling or thinking, but have not been able to clarify yet, or articulate it the way they do, or also to get, you know, to know that other people are thinking things that I'm thinking, or feeling the way I'm feeling. Like, I'm not alone in this, right? There are other people who have very similar worldviews, similar emotional, mental, spiritual, metaphysical views, right? So it's great to find other people like similar to you, in terms of that, right? Just because you're like, oh, I have people I can talk to, people who will get me, and I don't have to explain myself, or I don't have to keep defending myself about stuff. And in terms of like the people they sent you, I have been finding way more people who are mostly like people of color and women of color, and specifically other Filipinas who have similar interests to me, which I've not been able to find to do on any of the other platforms. Because usually, like in Instagram, they, you know, the suggested people are usually famous people or models or athletes, or again, it's like high school, right? The popular people. Twitter tends to send you, again, the people, you know, the blue checks, the more well-known people. I want to see more regular, everyday people like me, and TikTok has been great with that. They've been sending me like content from other GenXers, other vegans, people in the climate space, again, other Filipinas, or other Asian women, or Asian women who left their corporate careers and are starting their own business, you know, in the healing arts, or in art, or, you know, all kinds of stuff, which is really awesome. So I'm finding more people that emotionally resonate with me more and look more like me, and are, again, have similar worldview. And I've been learning so much from them, and I've been feeling so much more connected to humanity. And it's been helpful, especially too, because being a climate and eco activist, when I get on Twitter, it's mostly the news and stuff, and it's so easy to quickly get into this, like, I hate human beings, I hate corporations, like politicians are just constant disappointments, right? It's easy to just get into that space of pessimism and doom and gloom, and, you know, feeling hopeless. On TikTok, I've been able to find or experience more the best in humanity, the most interesting in humanity, like people coming together and having conversations, and learning with each other, being connective, and people being helpful, and sharing knowledge and wisdom and personal and life experiences, and showing emotions, and showing our humanness, and showing that being human and being not perfect, or not trying to please everybody, is actually popular, because people like authenticity, they like genuineness, and that's something that I have not found at the same level on any of the other social platforms. And I think a big part of that is because of the video, and because of the nature of the environment in TikTok. Like, one of the things with the younger generations, right, with Gen Z and the millennials, is that they are much better and in tune with their feelings and emotions, and for them, expressing themselves emotionally is part of is more part of being normal for them. Which again, as a Gen Xer, you know, our generation has been more about being apathetic, and we keep our emotions to ourselves, right? Because like growing up was hard, was tough. Like, I mean, right? A lot of us were latchkey kids. We had to take care of ourselves, or you're like me, like if you're the older one, you had to take care of your younger siblings. Like we had to take on a lot of responsibility at an early age. We weren't taught to communicate our emotions and feelings as much. We were told like to suck it in, right? Toughen up kind of thing. And with the younger generations, they're not. They're more open with their hearts. They're more about storytelling. They're more about having emotionally, spiritual, metaphysical, connective type of experiences. And that matters to them more actually than what you look like, what your social status is. Like they care much less about that stuff, which is great. And I think that's why some of the older people like us, and when I say older again, like I'm talking more about the Gen Xers, are coming on, because there's like, even with our generation, there's I think a lot of us that want to express that part of ourselves and haven't really had a space to do that, and now you can do that on TikTok and be accepted. And yeah, I mean, the young people are not going to laugh and ridicule you. At least that's been my experience. It's so far so good. But again, like anything, right? Your experience is what you make of it. But TikTok is really good, again, at learning what you like and what resonates with you. And they do that, again, by following your patterns. So that's why it's important when you see things to comment, to like it, to share it, to look through the hashtags, go do a search, stuff like that. The more you do that, the better that like TikTok can hone in on stuff for you. And again, it's just like a treasure of stuff. But if you're looking for a social platform, a place where you can, the energy and the frequency is more about like being more connective, again, on an emotional, spiritual, intellectual, mental, like all the levels. You get to integrate all the levels with the visuals, and like all the senses are engaged on TikTok. And again, like I've been really loving the experience, and it indeed has been helping me get over my video phobia, which is great. So anyway, I would love to hear more about your experience. If you're new to TikTok, or if you're older, like me, if you're a Gen Xer or older, what your experiences has been on TikTok. Again, if you have any tips, any helpful information, any observations, like what have you noticed? What has made TikTok a better experience for you? And anything else. I mean, I'm really curious. I am genuinely curious, because so far, again, I've only been on it 2 months, but I am loving it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm now spending more time on it, not just taking in content, but also producing content, and ways that I can get better at it, and in that process, I'm having fun. This is something different that I haven't done in my entire professional, in all the years I've been on social media, is that I'm not trying to gain followers. I'm not trying to be popular. I just want to enjoy the process of being creative and being expressive. And so far, TikTok has been great to learn new things and to be expressive. And yeah, I haven't had anything go viral, and I think my most popular post has had like almost 500 views, which in TikTok world is very small. But you know what? It's okay. I'm like, hey, I got 500 views. Like, better than zero. Right? But it's learning a new platform. It's learning new ways to be expressive and to be connective, and just to grow and connect with other people around. around the world, around our country, or even here. I don't know, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's been my experience. In the comments, please share your experience. How has TikTok been for you?